Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Today, I'm going to give you the best and worst financial advice I ever received and how it has impacted me in my life. Like every story, there are some things that you can take and learn and apply. And I think that is the takeaway, or I want to be the takeaway in today's video. All right, let's go ahead and hop into it. I'll start off with the positive. I'll give you the best advice that I got that has helped me financially. So this was back in 2011. I was an intern at Google in Mountain View, California, and it was like one of those weekly Friday speeches that somebody who's super high up, if you've ever done an internship, you probably had this. They'll bring in a speaker to talk to interns about their career, what to do next, how to succeed, all that type of stuff. And one of the things that he said, I don't remember his name, but it was a guy who spoke, and one of the things he said that really stuck out to me was, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Do things, fail, and get back up. Basically, if you're going to fail, fail quickly, and don't worry about it. Just keep moving, keep improving. It's not about perfection. And that has really stuck with me because up until that point, I'm 19, maybe 20 years old. I was more of a perfectionist. I had to have things perfect, and I was afraid to get out there and make a mistake. Letting go of that has put me on the path to where I am today. One of those things that you probably have noticed, especially if you've been liking and subscribing for a while, you saw where this channel started. Okay, we're talking about the front-facing camera on my laptop. I was recording screen grabs and stuff from Zoom. We didn't have no lights. We didn't have no nice fancy corner and bookshelf. We didn't have none of that. Okay, I was whether in my living room, I was in an apartment. It was whatever I could grab, and that is how we started this particular channel just a few years ago. But I started my company way back in 2010, and even then, I was a little bit of a perfectionist. But once I got over that, I wrote my first book in college, and it was not great. Looking back at it now, it was not great. I'm not going to tell you the title. I don't want you to look it up because it's that bad. But the thing was, get out there and do it. The book wasn't going to be perfect. My second book wasn't perfect. My third book is not perfect. But you can see a steady progression of improvements. And that was the thing that continued to inspire me. I was, 22. Not a financial advisor yet, had not invested hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own, or sure hasn't managed $1 million at that point at all. But I was no longer afraid. I said, go out here, try it, you mess up, keep going, right? And I knew back then that if I started a company at 19, 20, 21, that eventually, days like this, I would have 10 years of experience. Which I do, right? I've learned a lot during that time. But the main thing is, get the fear out the way, right? If you are going to fail, fail real quick. Make it fast, you learned your lesson, you get up, and you start to improve. Because what you start is almost never going to be what you finish, right? Things are going to evolve, things are going to be different. A year from now, these videos are going to have way better quality than what they do now, and I'll look back like, ooh, that video was ashy, right? Compared to where we were just a few years ago. But that's the point. There are times I get up here, and the videos ain't perfect. Y'all, the intro to every video now started off with an imperfection when I was trying to shoot a video. My daughter walked in, she didn't want to go away, and she, spit out some stuff. I was like, hey, that was actually kind of cute. And now she's, semi-YouTube famous, right? Because of stuff like that. The main thing, especially even in investing, you're going to make mistakes sometimes. You're going to invest in something, lose money. The key thing is learn from that mistake and don't repeat it. There are people who get in, first experience, they lose money, they never come back to investing, and they never grow their wealth just because they had that one terrible experience. So you got to, if you're going to fail, fail quickly. Get it out the way. Don't try to be perfect. That perfection is going to hold you back in all areas of life, but especially in finance. All right? Now, here's the worst advice. And thankfully I didn't take it, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't take it and how that has impacted me as well. This was back, and so it was like my sophomore year of college, so we're talking like 2009, 2010-ish, and a very good friend who was dating someone that was in what we now call as an MLM, multi-level marketing. He proclaimed to own his own business. I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was like Amway. And basically, you buy all these products, you build your own business, you become financially free, and you are selling these products to someone else. You recruit people to come under you. When they make money, you make money. And it's basically a pyramid scheme. Okay? You got people under you, and then they buy and sell stuff, and then You go up a ladder and up a ladder, up a ladder, and that's essentially what it is. It was a triangle shape. Okay, if you don't want to call it a pyramid, you call it what you want. But that's essentially what it was. And I didn't go for it, but it was really, really convincing because again, I'm a teenager. I didn't have that much money, and I tired of working at a gas station. Okay, that's what I was doing, and it wasn't all that fun making $7.25 an hour. But the claims of, making $10,000 a month, making $100,000 a year at that point in time was very alluring. And there are two things that I learned. Number one, pay attention to marketing, because the way things are formed in society, whether it is billboards, commercials, all type of stuff, they're built in a certain way to get you to lean in, right? And advertisers target certain types of people, and they do that for relatively good reasons, right? I don't want to, if you want to travel, and I'm an airline, I want to make sure my ads are in front of you. I want to target people who like to travel. Duh, right? Same thing with drugs. Like if you have a certain ailment, if your legs hurt, you want medicine that's going to help your legs. I'm not going to show that to someone who has no leg pain. That's going to be a waste of my money, right? So what I started to do was really pay attention to who he was trying to recruit, why he was trying to recruit those people, and what were the patterns that I started to see. I'm like, why are you always recruiting like these specific types of people? Young, broke, didn't have no money, right? Why don't you pitch this to someone who is already successful in business, because they're likely to have those connections, right? They're likely to have the money to do all the things that you're asking to do. Why was that the case? The other thing I did, and this has really helped me in business, is to really read the fine print, because he gave us, and I think all MLMs have this type of stuff where they'll show you what your potential earnings are. There's an asterisk. I think at the time it was like, year one, you can make like $74,000, whatever it was, and an asterisk, and all the way at the bottom of the page, it said that it was like a 0.71% chance that you could make $70,000 in year one. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. That's the odds there are not great for me or anybody else. Why would I do anything that I have less than a 1% chance of in terms of like my career and what I want to do? I want to shoot for whatever's the highest opportunity, right? And then let the odds play where they are. When we talk about long-term investing, we talked about that yesterday. You have a more than 90% chance to make money when you're investing in something 5 years or longer on average. Let me do that. I will gladly take that, right? I'll gladly take a 50% chance, a 70% chance at doing something versus something that is less than 1%. Now, that skill of just paying attention, asking the tough questions, and really zooming into the fine print has helped me become a better investor, because I try to read the fine print. We read the fine print here, and also in our members only. When it comes to some of these reports, we will break down and say, look, they have been losing money. They have been making money. This is what's happening in the stock market and economy. How can we apply this to what we're doing with our cash right now? That is what we do. And for me, it's helped me to get into a lot of good spots for the stock market. It helped me get out of a lot of bad spots in the stock market as well. So, best advice I ever got: don't be afraid to make mistakes, fail fast. The worst advice I ever got is to join an MLM and to quote unquote start my own business. When you really start to hone in on all that stuff, it almost never works out. And I'll tell you now, as somebody who I've never done one because I've always read the fine print, but if there's any business where you are forced to recruit other people to make money, it's not a sustainable business model. And there are plenty of documentaries out there. I think there's one on LuLaRoe. I think it's like leggings company or whatever it is. They're really targeted, right? And they're prayerful. I don't know if that's the right word. Predatory. That's the word I'm looking for. Very predatory on certain communities and certain people in certain situations to get you to buy the dream. And it's, again, 99% of the time it does not work. So I want you to be careful of that and take any skills that you learned from that experience to make you a better investor and a better person from a financial perspective. All right, that is it for me. We are going to drop a members only video either tonight or tomorrow afternoon on breaking down the options trade. You do want to learn this skill, and then we're going to have a lot more Q&A here pretty soon. You want to join the members only, that link is right here. The last thing I'll tell you too is we might be starting a book club. Okay, because someone asked earlier, like, let's kind of do a book club and break down The Intelligent Investor. If we want to do that, I need y'all to tell me in the comments, because I'm not going to sit here and read this giant book alone And, you know, it'd just be like one or two of us. So I'd like, you know, 5 or 10 of us if y'all want to do it. They don't pay me to tell you to go buy this book, or you can get it at a library for free. Whatever works for you, ebook, whatever. So we can get anywhere between 5 to 10 people that want to do a book club. I am happy to do one with y'all. I have not read the book from beginning to end. I've read excerpts from time to time. So I'm excited to do it. If y'all want to do it, we can start in April. Give everybody enough time to go and get the book if you choose to. And then see what our schedule is going to be. We can do maybe like a weekly segment here, breaking down and explaining what we learned, what we picked out from it. Maybe we can do a Zoom or something. I don't know. Okay, y'all let me know what works so we can get a Slack group or something like that. So let me know if y'all want to do it, okay? The minimum is 5. I like to have 5 to 10 people that want to do that. Maybe I'll put it on public too if y'all remind me, okay? Let me know what you think about the book club, and what were your best and worst financial advices or pieces of advice that you have received. Let me know in the comments, all right? That is it for me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.